Alright, what's going on everyone out there on YouTube? NES Ruler, and welcome to a brand new DVD and Blu-ray update. Got some stuff to show you guys. It's been a little bit since my last update, so I thought I'd come and show you the films that I've picked up and films that I've got sent to me to review. I just recorded a boatload of reviews, so stay tuned to those. If you guys have been paying attention to my channel, you would realize that I've just posted a bunch of reviews, so I got a bunch more to upload still, but I figured most people just watch these updates, so I'll talk about my thoughts on some of these films a little bit in the updates. So let's get started. We got some family video pickups. These were pretty cheap. These Final Hours. This is a post-apocalyptic movie that I've actually been wanting to grab for a while. Thought I grabbed it quite a bit ago, but I guess I didn't grab this. I know Jason from Horrorphilia talks about this one all the time, so I wanted to grab this finally and give it a watch. He said it's a really, really great film, so for $1.50, happy to finally have that into the collection. Got the Levenger tapes. This is a Lionsgate film from, I think, last year. I really didn't hear too many people talk about this one, but it's one I've been eyeing my eyes on for a while, so I think it's like a hit-in-the-woods serial killer type of film. They're cheap. The Neon Demon. This is, of course, the newest film from Nicholas Ren, and of course who did Drive and Only God Forgives. And this is a pretty good movie. I actually enjoyed this one quite a bit. It has a very interesting mise-en-scène, color scheme, all that kind of stuff. I think it's a film that some people really enjoy and other people really dislike, so I actually enjoyed it. I think it's actually quite an interesting and good film. So the Neon Demon. If you guys like Drive and these other films, you'll probably dig that one. We have Grass. I picked this one up in my last Out and About video. If you guys haven't seen that, check it out. It's a movie I've been wanting to grab for a while. It's basically a documentary about pot before pot was really a big deal. Recently, with Woody Harrelson is in this one. It's out of print, so I was finally happy to grab a copy of this one. Like I said, it's one I've been looking for a while. We have the two Coffin Joe films. I know Severance Synapse released this in a box set trilogy, but I only got the first two to review, so I'm waiting until I find a copy of the third film, and then once I get that, I'll do a trilogy review. I got a copy coming, so once I get that, I'll be doing a trilogy video similar to my basket case and American Ninja videos. I think people seem to like those, so stay tuned to that. Like I said, these were sent to me by Synapse. You could grab these now on DVD, and like I said, there's a trilogy box set that has all three of them on there, but I wanted to wait and do a trilogy video, so I'm waiting until I get that, and then I'll shoot that video and upload it to you guys, so stay tuned to that. I grabbed the third and fourth seasons of Bates Motel. I grabbed the first two seasons when, of course, our good friend Hastings was still open. You know, I love to go Hastings. That was one of my favorite websites. Bought a whole bunch of stuff over the years from that site. But unfortunately, of course, they went under, probably because they gave away so much stuff for such good deals. So I got the first two seasons for them, and I wanted to grab the other two seasons that have been released. I know they're shooting the fifth and final season right now, but I wanted to have these. I got these for like $10 a piece online, so I wanted to grab them and have them, so when the fifth season comes out, I could just buy the last season and watch them all. And I figured for the price, they were a good deal. And here's season 4. Put good things about this show, so I'm excited to check it out. I know a lot of people have been talking about it. I think they've wrapped the 5th season, actually. I think it's just waiting to come out, but those are the 3rd and 4th seasons of Bates Motel. I just grabbed these from Family Video literally like 2 days ago. So the girls in the photographs, this is billed as Wes Craven's last film, but he really didn't have that much to do with it. But this is one that I've been wanting to check out since I saw it at Walmart when it got released. I've just been waiting for it to drop down at Family Video. So the girl in the photographs. We have Summer Camp. I mainly just picked this up because I know a lot of people talked about this one during their year-end shows, even though this is from 2014, but I think it just got released last year, and it has the girl from the House of the Devil in it, so that's another reason why I wanted to check it out. So, Summer Camp. I know Mood says it's really, really good, so. Got Fender Bender. This is, of course, from Scream Factory. It's supposed to be a really interesting slasher film, so one I've been really wanting to get for a while, so I'm going to check this one out. It's pretty soon. It's supposed to be a throwback slasher film, so I had to grab that for cheap. And Tales of Tales, which is a interesting, like fairy tale myth type of a film. I've heard really, really good things about this one. It has John C. Reilly and some other people. It's supposed to be really, really bizarre and strange and quite gory too, so very excited to have this one. It's one, like I said, I've been looking at as well for a while. So those are all the DVDs. Let's get into the Blu-rays. Got the marked ones, the 5th Paranormal Activity film. Showed this one at my last out about as well. If you guys haven't watched that video, check it out. It's the last paranormal movie I needed. I came across it for $3, so I wanted to grab it. Have all those films, so whenever I do make my triumphant return to the 22 Shots, Moods, and Horror podcast, if I ever do, the marked ones and the paranormal show is definitely a show I want to come back and do because, if you have been listening to that show, we have a history of wanting to do this series, so I'll definitely be back if we ever do that series for sure for a one-time off appearance on the 22 Shots of Moods and Horror podcast. Yeah. We have 31. Rob Zombie's newest film. I picked this one up as well as my last update. I thought this film was okay. If you guys haven't seen Circus of the Dead, check that movie out. It's a better clown movie that was released last year. Recently just got released on VOD, and it's coming out on Blu-ray and DVD pretty soon, I think in March. I think that was a better clown film. But, I thought this one was just okay. It's not as good as any other Rob Zombie's films besides Halloween 2, but it's okay. I blind bought it if you guys watched the Out and About, so I knew what I was going to get into. We have Suddenly in the Dark. This was sent to me to review by Mondo Macabro. Check out the review of this one coming up soon. Very, very strange South Korean film from the year 1981. Of course, Moods' favorite year. Very weird and strange movie. I'll get into it in a little bit in that review, but this is just a regular edition. I know they came with like there was a red case edition of this movie as well. And here's the main reason I went on my Out and About. This is the Creepshow Arrow limited edition set. It's out of print. This is the main reason why I shot that Out and About. Wanted to grab this. Found it at Barnes & Noble's. Paid a little bit more than I normally do, but like I said, it's out of print and it's limited, and it sold really well. I have a hunch because you can't really find it anywhere, so happy to have that. Creepshow 2 limited edition, nice set. I know Canada got one for the first Arrow Canadian release, and it's blue instead of red, but we have Sabotage. This was sent to me from Olive. This is a late 1930s quickie sound low budget film. It's okay. I'll get into my review of this one as well. It's interesting. I appreciate Olive releasing some of these lower budget late 30s films. So Target had some deals, some $9.99 Blu-rays a few weeks back, so I picked some up. We have Hell or High Water. This is my go-to pick from last year, my favorite film in any genre, in any, across the spectrum. Just an amazing, amazing film with Jeff Bridges and Chris Pine. Do both a great job. Jeff Bridges steals the show in this film. If you guys like a modern Western, but not your typical Westerns, it's really interesting. It has a neo-noir feel, but it's not really a neo-noir. But this is a really, really great film. And the cinematography and the directing is really, really solid in this one. And I know it's not going to win any Oscars, which is unfortunate, but I still appreciate that it was at least nominated for some stuff. And I've pretty much seen all the Best Picture nominations, and this and Manchester by the Sea are my two favorite films on that list. So if you guys haven't seen this film, highly, highly recommend you check it out. It's really, really solid, really, really good movie. Just across the board, it's a really well done film. So Hell or High Water, $10 at Target. Had to pick that up. finally. I also grabbed Don't Breathe. I really enjoyed this film. I saw it back in the theaters. I thought it was pretty good. I know some people loved it. I just really liked it. It was nice to see an original horror film for once, even though it's basically a home invasion movie. But it's interesting. It has some different, unique twists going on and things like that. So I was happy to have it into the collection. So Don't Breathe. That was 10 smackaroos. And then, of course, the Blair Witch sequel. That's what I'm going to call it, Blair Witch sequel. The newest one. I thought it was average. I gave it a 5 out of 10 as my rating on this one. I think it does some okay things, and I think it does some things. I think the sound design is really, really well done. I know Moods thought the same thing. The sound design is really, really solid. And I think it does some cool things with the Blair Witch mythology, but I think they show too much. And I really think the main reason why you should get this is the 6-part, full-length documentary about making this movie. And I think that's, the most interesting thing that this package has to offer. It's really long. It's a few hours, and they talk about everything about the movie and how it came to be. And they even talk about Blair Witch 2 and everything like that. It's just amazing, amazing, well done. Special feature on this set, and the main reason why you should buy this is to listen. Even though if you don't like the movie, I think the folklore behind it is just absolutely fascinating. And yeah, I know a lot of people either like this one or they hate it. And I just think it's average in my opinion, but that's the way it's going to be. Do I think we're going to see a 4th Blair Witch film? I don't think so. I think this film performed really badly at the box office, so I don't think Lionsgate is going to take another shot with the Blair Witch franchise, so I think this is going to be the last Blair Witch film. Maybe I'll be wrong. It did take that long to make that film, so who really knows? I guess we'll wait and see. Let's see what I'm doing with time. Okay, 8 minutes, which is pretty good. Since I had that film, I had to pick up the original Blair Witch on Blu-ray. I actually didn't have a copy of this movie, which is mind-blowing. And it's like, why pick up the DVD? I can just pick up the Blu-ray. It was the same price. Blu-ray doesn't do much for this film. It looks okay, like a Blair Witch would look. But I didn't have it, so it was like $7, so I grabbed it on Blu-ray. And it comes with a ultraviolet code, so whatever. And it's just worth it for some of the features on here as well. So Blair Witch Project, easily the top 10 greatest horror films ever made. So if you register 5 films on Sony's website, they would send you a free Blu-ray. So I finally realized I had 5 films from Sony, and I picked my free Blu-ray, and I had to go with Mr. Joe Dirt. Absolutely classic, early, mid-2000s comedy. It's just a classic early 2000s comedy when comedies were still in their heyday. I think in early 2000s there was a bunch of really good comedies. Old School and Road Trip and Joe Dirt. There's a whole bunch of really good comedies, and then I think we fell off the wagon a little bit, but yeah, don't watch Joe Dirt 2. That movie is horror. It's really bad, Joe Dirt 2, but Joe Dirt 1, it's really fucking good. And the thing with Joe Dirt 2, it's like close to 2 hours long, and that's just way, way, way too long for a film like Joe Dirt 2, so they should have cut it some more. We have Wild Beast. Just did a review of this one. It's on the channel. Check it out. 1983 Italian film with killer animals. It's interesting. I didn't really love it that much, but I think it's a novelty film for what it's about, having real life animals being used and circus trainers, training them and all this kind of stuff. Really, really interesting folklore to this one, but I think the film is just your typical early 1980s Italian cheese fest, so the transfer is really, really good on Severance. Like I said, I talked about this one a lot in my review, so check it out. It's on the channel now. Wax Max, so I'm going to talk about this one in this update instead of posting a review. This is an interesting film. Fulci was supposed to direct this film with Argento writing it. Fulci got sick and he died, so unfortunately he wasn't able to make the film. It was supposed to be a House of Wax remake, but he ultimately turned it over to Stirfelelli. My amazing Italian pronunciations. And he directed this film and he changed a whole bunch of stuff and made it more focused on the effects. And this is the first release from 17 Movies, their first Blu-ray release. It's iffy release, I have to say, unfortunately. Mainly because of the fact that there's no subtitles used in some of the parts where there's like signs and notes and things like that. That's in Italian, and they don't translate it on the bottom. And they have the Italian track on there, but they don't actually have subtitles in English, so you have to watch the dub. And the dub isn't very good, in my opinion. But the transfer is good. You know, it's probably the best the film has ever looked, and it's probably the best the film's ever going to look. I know there's an old Euroshock release. And besides that, it's not that good of a movie, to be honest. I really didn't enjoy it that much. You know, it's basically about a guy who runs his wax museum, and as murders have been occurring around the city, new wax figures have been popping up at the museum, and of course the wax figures are these people that have been dying. And it basically just follows a girl whose parents were murdered when she was little, and she's trying to find out who murdered her parents, and there's a report and all that kind of stuff. It's okay. It wasn't my favorite film. I would have loved to see what Fulci would have done with it, but unfortunately he wasn't able to complete it. So, Wax Max, if you guys like the film, I'd say you should pick it up based on the transfer, but I'm really down on the fact that they didn't have any subtitles on the Italian track. That was a real downer to me. So, you know, there's much more I could say about it. It's just your typical Italian film with an interesting wax perspective. It could have been really interesting, but I really wasn't that engaged with the characters and all that. And you know me with dubs, like it just takes me out of the experience watching a dub. And I wish they would have just included the subtitles. It would have been that much easier. And you know, we'll see what that label does from there on forward. But I'm not really expecting that much if they're gonna put a release like that out without any subtitles on the Italian track. But The Survivor, I literally just got this one in from Severance, so I'm gonna check this one out pretty soon. I know Moods told me it's not very good, so. And finally we have Anti-Birth. This is the newest IFC Midnight that just came out. Just grabbed this on Tuesday, so I love the artwork on these discs. They're really nice and really cool. I know this is supposed to be a really bizarre and weird movie, so we'll see. But I literally just got that for the IFC collection, so that is it. Thank you everybody for watching this DVD and Blu-ray update. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and as always, you can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/NESRuler22. Hope everybody's doing well, and I'll talk to you guys soon. See you guys.